Hi, this is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. Today I bring you Holiday Elegance in the Shadows. DIY number 1, Frozen in Shadow. So we're doing a busted canvas. I have an 8x10 stretched canvas, and it's not in the screen, but I also have an 8x10 canvas board. And this is just some really cheap white chalk paint, and I am going to go ahead and just prime the back side of this canvas because it's raw. I have this midnight blue metallic paint, and I'm going to go ahead and paint the wood frame. You do not have to do this. I like to do it because it shows a little bit every now and then. Instead of the raw wood, I like to use a color that goes well with my papers. And we're just going to get that painted up. And then here is the image that I'm going to reveal and my canvas board. So we're just going to take some Mod Podge, spread that on the canvas. I got these papers at Etsy, as usual. I'll put the link in the description. And we go ahead and start at the top. We have to make, you want to make sure it's on there straight and centered. And don't press it all the way down because you don't want to end up with a crease in it. And it's just, once it's attached where you know it's on there straight, you just continue on and keep adding Mod Podge and pressing it down. This is, there's some blues in this. It's pretty dark, but it's very pretty. It's hard to, once you put the top coat of Mod Podge on, it'll bring the colors out a little bit. But it is much prettier in person because you see those blues a little bit better. It's got kind of this Gothic Snowflake look going on here. Really pretty. So we put that aside to dry. And now first we're going to add the paper we're going to put on the underside of the canvas inside the frame there. And I'm just marking where I need to trim it to fit. And this image is going to show in the curls when you come through and curl them over. These will show outlining, the image that we're revealing. So we're going to spread some Mod Podge on the inside, and you want to do the inside first. Duh. Do the inside first. That way you can continue and do the outside, because that's up in there where it can start to dry while you're doing the rest. And I use this popsicle stick to press any excess underneath the frame there, make sure it's laying flat, and then we add our top coat of Mod Podge. And you don't need a whole lot, and you want to go in the same direction as much as possible and just get a nice even coat. So anyway, we've got that done. We're going to flip this over, and be careful not to get your fingers in it if you're moving it around. And this is going to be on the outside. Now we're going to cut that open where you're not going to see that snowflake in the center, but I liked the snowflakes in plaid, and that's going to show around. It's going to frame up the picture we are revealing. And we just do the same way with the Mod Podge. And now this doesn't go all the way around the entire sides, but we're going to trim that up with black lace at the end, so it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure you get that down. See how it only comes about a third of the way. The top and bottom will cover pretty much all the way, but the sides are not going to. And this is just 8.5 by 11 rice paper is what I printed these on, by the way. And we get our top coat of Mod Podge on there, and you want to let these dry completely. If you put it in front of a fan, you can probably continue on in about an hour, or you can just leave it overnight to make sure. And once my bottom piece on the canvas board is dry, I'm going to use this sanding block to what do you call it? Burnish the edges and trim it up. But you can just trim that with scissors, however you want to do it. That's not going to show the edge because it's going to be underneath the other piece. So now we're going to go ahead and cut this, and we're going to go from corner to corner, and I lay my knife and I just kind of line it up in the direction I want to go, And it seems to usually go pretty straight if you don't stop. Don't stop halfway through, because that's when you're going to end up with it crooked. And you just aim for the other corner. And then we're going to come on down again. And then once I get past where it's already cut, we're going to hold that down. Because if that starts popping up, then you're going to end up getting rough cuts and crooked and all that stuff. Then we come from the side, and I'm kind of using my fingers as a guide to help me keep it straight and to hold down the center. Make sure that stays down for you, and make sure you're using a very sharp utility knife. You want a nice clean cut. And there we go. So we're going to start to open these up a little bit, and then you see the underside, the image from the underside will show in the curls. And I just take a Sharpie. This is a bigger one, but you're better off with a regular size one, really, because you want to get these rolls kind of tight. And I have tried to glue them, and it never sticks. I don't know if it's the rice paper Mod Podge combo or what it is, but I can never get them to stick. But if you keep rolling them and training them, they will stay put, and you can always go back and tighten them down later. You know, they start to get a little loose, you can retrain them. And also, if something ever happens to it where it gets kind of mashed up, it's happened to me, and you know, get your hair dryer or your heat gun and heat it up and then retrain it, and that will usually fix it. And we're just going to keep going around, and we're going to do every one of these curls. And once we get them started, we just keep, see how I'm just keep rolling it under and just keep doing that. And here's what we're going to have. Isn't she pretty? So pretty. Yeah, it's hard to see the blues in the video. And I'm going to add a hanger to the back of the board before we glue it. Now I have some clamps sitting there. I don't show where I clamp it, but that, you know, you get the idea. We're going to use this quick and thick and quick. Oh, we say it wrong. What is this stuff called? Quick and thick, tight bond. It's good stuff. And put it all the way around, and then spread it around with your finger a little bit. Make sure it's not going to ooze out of the sides. And then we center it on top and we clamp it. And I usually let it stay clamped for about an hour and a half. So now this was clamped for at least an hour and a half, and I've got this black crocheted lace. And this was a Dollar Tree canvas board, so they never fit perfect. You know, if you get a pack of them from Walmart or Target, you'll have better luck with them lining up better. But it was just a little bit off on the top and bottom, and I'm going to use this lace to cover up where, you know, where the canvas is showing. And I've got this, you can use any kind of ribbon, and I started it at the end with hot glue to hold it in place, and then I'm going to do the rest with the Elegance tacky glue. And you saw I just spread it across there with the brush, and make sure it gets on that edge of that back piece. And we're going to go around, and then I started at the bottom corner, and I ended with hot glue at the end as well. And this beauty is done. DIY number 2, Twilight Cathedral. Now I have 2 of these arches I got from Dollar General, and I'm going to paint this with my Folk Art Black Currant. And the other arch, I'll wait till it comes up. You'll see what I'm talking about. And we're going to paint this entire thing front and back. And this piece was already painted black with Jenga blocks glued to the back. I was going to use for something else, and it didn't work out. But we're going to use it for this. So first we have to paint this with the black currant as well. You see the Jenga blocks where they had been glued to something before. So here we have them, all painted and dry. And we're going to take our top piece first, and we're just going to dry brush a little black distress on it. I love this color. It's not quite purple. It's so pretty. But yeah, that's Folk Art Black Currant. And I've gotten that at Walmart. I've gotten it at Amazon as well, I believe. And this is called Floral Wrap. I also got this from Amazon. And it's just so pretty. It's used to wrap bouquets and such. And I'm going to cut this to fit the arch. And it's going to be put in between the two arches. It's hard to see on my table here. You'll see it better once we do the reveal. But it's so pretty. And I'm going to trim it to fit onto the back where it's not hanging over the edge. And we're going to use some hot glue and these little pieces of felt to put it in place. And we're going to make sure we glue them where the Jenga blocks that are on the other piece are not going to be touching there, because we want to make good contact when we glue that. And we just add some hot glue and press that felt into it, and it's not going anywhere. That's for sure. I get these black felt sheets at Walmart usually, and the Hobby Lobby has them as well, and they're never, you know, very expensive. And we're just going to keep gluing and placing the felt. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to use a combination of the E6000 and hot glue to attach these two together, and I'm using a piece of a skewer here to spread the glue on, and I'm going to put that on all of the blocks and leave room on a few of them for the hot glue, just to make sure that it grabs right away, because you don't want to have too many spots to try to get the hot glue on, then half of it's cooled off and it's not sticking. It's nothing worse. So you want to make it where you can do it quick enough to get it on there. And I got so lucky. I got it to line up perfect the first time. I couldn't believe it. And we just press that in place. And just hold on to it. Press it until that hot glue grabs it really well. And we're going to do just like the busted canvas. We have some more. This is a different pattern of the black crocheted lace. And we're going to wrap around the outside and cover up the opening. And I start that with hot glue, because you can start with tacky glue, but it's kind of a pain. You got to sit there and play with it for 10 minutes to make sure it's stuck, so before you continue. But just start it with the hot glue, and then just like with the busted canvas, I am spreading the Elegance tacky glue. And the way this ribbon is, you can see I just spread it. I'm sorry, I was halfway off screen there. I'm up too high again there. But I was just spreading it on the edge, the inside edge of the arches, to grab that lace. And I've got this little sparkly black spray. I got that at Hobby Lobby. All their Christmas is 50% off right now, or it was last week anyway. I think that continues on through the season. And we're going to put a little glue underneath the center of it there, hold it in place, and then we're going to use my favorite trick, that felt. That really works because the glue will soak through it and really harden it, and it'll hold things in place very nicely. So a little glue under and then over the stem here close to the bottom, and get our felt on there. This is just simple and easy, and it doesn't really scream Christmas. I was going for Christmas, but then I was like, well, it's pretty, it's gothic, it's dark and moody, it's winter, dark colors, so I just rolled with it. And I've trimmed the stems off of all of these very close to the bottom here. And we're just going to glue these in place and hide that stem and that felt. Thank you guys for being with me here today. I don't know, I'm having a hard time it's Christmas. It's still only November, but I guess I'm stuck in Halloween mode. I guess I'm always stuck in Halloween mode. But this is so simple and easy, and it's so pretty. So, why not? And you can do something like this with poinsettias. You can paint it a green color. You can paint it black. Whatever you want to do. And this one is done. And here's my reveal, my busted canvas. I wish that blue showed up better on the video here. I thought the bluer background would help, but anyway, it's very pretty, very gothic and Christmas enough. Winter anyway. And here's my arch. Thanks again for being with me here today. Don't forget to like and share and all the things. Come back and see me again. Bye.